What's going on, YouTube? I'll be right back. Give me just 1 second. Listen, fellas, you want to get your face wash, your skincare routine intact? I use Hes Henley. It's a daily face wash with an AM, PM moisturizers with instructions in the box that's very clear on how to get it together. I know this is not something common that us men do, but it's very important that we take care of our skin. On top of that, the ladies love it. Get yourself a box of Hes Henley. It comes in the mail, ships within a week. If you click the link in my description, you would get 40% off your first order and 20% off a lifetime. On top of that, sign up to the app and you'll get even more deals. Me, I got a special. I got the grooming kit. I was able to get my nail clippers and everything that I needed to get myself together to go outside. Hes Henley is the way when I tell you the perfect men's skincare routine. Get yourself a box of Hes Henley.
Let me read my brother's super cap because I really appreciate it. Shout out to Grown Men Talking. Already became the sponsor of tonight's show with a total of $20. Thank you for helping us keep the lights on. Grown Men Talking. Shout out to GMT. Thank you, bro.
No captivity.
GMT say, my guy, no cap. It was a blessing having you on the show Sunday. Had some great feedback. Blessings. Thank you, bro, man. Hey,
no cap.
Just in case some of y'all don't know, I was on Grown Man Talking show last Sunday, and I had a blast, man. Shout out to Grown Men Talking, and shout out to his entire panel, all the ladies and all the gentlemen. I had a great show. I had a great time on his show. A lot of different opinions, very opinionated panel. Thank you for even giving me that warm embrace, GMT. Thank you. If you haven't subscribed to Grown Men Talking's channel yet, make sure y'all go subscribe to Grown Men Talking. It's an excellent brother, excellent channel.
GMT and Mingo.
Hey!
Hey, he should come on the panel. Like, he should definitely come on the panel.
Come on up here, sir. Come on up here. By the way, is this a love offering or is this
No,
indentured servitude?
that's my dog. Those are for minutes. Those are definitely for minutes.
No, don't influence him. He can
No,
make
that's
his
my
decision.
partner. I got his vote by proxy. Ask him. You want me to call him?
What up, Grown Man Talking? Appreciate you. Let me see. Grown Man Talking. That's another show I watch. Y'all check out my man Grown Man Talking right there. If y'all can see that. That's the name of his channel. Very good channel. I watch it every day. I got the idea from about having a panel with more than one person on here. I saw him one day doing it. He could have women, interesting topics, what have you. So I appreciate you, Grown Man Talking.
What's going on? What is going on, YouTube? We are live and we are back in the building, and I got my man Blockchain with me today. What is good, my guy? Special shout outs to you.
What's going on, Billy?
What's poppin', man?
What's up, baby? How you are?
Oh, hold on. I'm tripping. But ain't nothing wrong with giving my man 2 rounds of applause. My man is out. I know what I'm saying. You traveling right now, right?
Yeah, I'm in Dallas.
My man is in Dallas. And I'm going to be in Dallas with him come November. What is that? November 1st, I'm traveling out there. November 2nd, I'm traveling. My days is off.
No, we come out that on the 1st, and then we leave on the 3rd.
We leave on the 3rd. So, yo, we're going to have a good time out there, too. So, shout outs to you, man. Check this. I wanted to give a special shout out to everyone who is here early and in the chat. Special salutes to y'all. Salute to you, Hassan. Salute to Justify. Salute to On Their Next and everyone that is in the chat that's watching right now. Salute to y'all as well. Thank you for being here early. Do me a favor, hit the like button as you enter the door. And let's not forget to share the content. Shout outs to my wife, Dion, who was watching. What's up? We are live and we are in the building. My man, Blockchain. So, any special shout outs you want to give before we get started with the show?
Shout out to all 49,415 followers. Shout out to everybody that's in the comments. Shout out to Miss GMT. Shout out to everybody else that's already showed me love. And then most importantly, shout out to you, Sam, for having the platform and putting it together.
My guys, it's greatly appreciated on my side, man. And thank you for all the support that you always give us, man. It's definitely appreciated on this side. What up, Lo? How you doing, my guy? We got my peoples in the building today. I feel special. So, with that being said, also shout out to Queen Lala. I just wanted to also give her that special, shout out again to her family, who watches the show avidly. Her and her sister. Those who don't know, she lost her sister recently, so I wanted to make these special, shows for her because she enjoys this. Her family enjoys this. So shout out to y'all. My man Professor with the $2 super chat. What up, my guy? He said, let me sprinkle some refinement and praise for GMT and BCB. What up, man? Yo, do me a favor, go and subscribe to the Distinguished Professor. He got some fire over there. Don't forget to subscribe to my man. So, that being said, Blockchain, you ready to get it? You ready to get into these topics?
I like blind reactions, baby.
Like blind reactions? All right.
It's kind of, I like
All right. So I ain't even gonna prep you on this one. We gonna just talk about it. We gonna just jump into it. So, that being said, let's get into the topic. All right, hold on. Once I could get this started.
Welcome back. Okay, so let me give you some numbers. According to a 2022 Pew Research Center survey, roughly 30% of adults over 50 in this country are single. I heard you, she's single. Our next guest, Carmini Boyer, is one of them. The 53-year-old beauty guru is going viral after sharing an inspiring message to singles on social media that's now been viewed more than 4 million times. Take a look.
So yeah, I'm 53, completely single by choice, and also no children by choice. Love my life, have incredible friends, and travel is the secret to my happiness. I do not wait around for some man to show up to travel with me or to explore places with me. I do it on my own and have so much fun, and usually take friends with me, meet friends wherever I go. It's the secret to my personal happiness. So if you're out there whining and complaining that you can't find a guy and your life is not worth living, then you better knock it off and rethink the way you're living your life, because you got one shot, babies. So have fun and enjoy it while you can, single or not.
So before we move on with the show, check, right? There's this thing of women that are in their 50s and they're trying their best to start a movement. I don't knock whatever you try to do with your life, but they're doing their best to start a movement with creating more and more single women. More and more, you can be happy by yourself as a woman and you don't need a man. It's more and more of that feminist rhetoric that we've always heard. How do you feel about this movement that is being pushed since the Sex and the City movement?
I think this is the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Yeah, I'm listening, my guy. I'm listening.
So this is kind of like you got a bunch. It's kind of like how all the big girls got together and like we gonna appropriate thick, and we just gonna all stick together. And if we tell the same story, eventually people gonna believe us. There's no way that, you know what I'm saying, 50-year-old and above women are about to say, "Hey, oh, it's okay." It's not okay being single. Like the purpose of life is to create a legacy, have children, have a family. That's the purpose. And it seems like the people that can't do those things are just trying to stick together and, like, you know what I'm saying, can form some sort of like beehive full of old miserable women and pretend like they're not miserable. Because I guarantee you, if you give those women access to the men they want that also wanted them, they would have picked one by now.
I agree. If the men that they wanted would have chose them, would have said, listen, look, I want to take you off the market, this conversation wouldn't be a thing. Here's the thing, though, right? I do understand women to a degree. Not every woman is going to find a man. I mean, just the sheer numbers alone says that. So in a way, women do have to find their way of happiness, being older and single. Well, my problem more along the lines is the agenda that's being pushed on young women to be that way. You know what I'm saying?
I think they try to sabotage the young women that they're competing with men for, because that's what happened with a lot of the women. A lot of women 40 and up are competing with the 20 and 30-year-old women for the same men. So they're like, well, we can get up here and tell them, hey, don't do this. You're saying not having a man is cool. They'll think that it'll make more men from them. I mean, it sounds good, but like when people say single by choice, I think that's bullshit. And this is why. The only people that can be single by choice are the people who have no desire for a relationship. But as soon as you hear a woman say, I'm single by choice, but I want a husband and I'm not willing to settle, all of that shit, women are single for two reasons. They don't have access to the men they want, and the men they want don't want them. Those are the only two reasons that a woman that wants a relationship will be single. There's nothing else. It's not this, oh, I'm single by choice, I'm waiting my time. All of that's not what it is. You spent your 20s doing, you're saying, whatever you wanted to do, and waited till you were 30, had all that 10 years, 15 years experience and baggage, say, attached to you, and now you're gonna go try to find a man who, you're saying, a top 10% guy that has all these other options, and you feel like you're entitled to him. That shit is crazy to me.
Right. I'm with you with that. We got some folks in the building right now. Skinny Boy is here. We got Wife School in the building as well, and we got Ryan here. We also have my man Quinn in the closets in the building. What it do? All right, y'all. All right. Let's continue with the show. Let's see what else they got.
Indy's got the crowd going, and she joins us now. I love this video. Clearly, the audience does for many reasons, because let me just say that this is not about single people versus people who are in relationships. It's not a us versus them.
No, it's about choice. We all have a choice, and not one is better than the other, but it's about living in your truth.
Yeah.
And then also, the reason why I shared that message was that other people out there didn't have to just believe the narrative.
How do you feel about that word, them words, living in your truth?
There's that's like one of them things that hoes made to like make them not that's all. It's people who have less than ideal situations. They make up these catchphrases to make it seem normal and be accepted by the masses. Like, you know what I'm saying, slut shaming is like how that came from. No, you're a hoe. Like, living in your truth, you're probably a hoe, or you're just not. You know what I'm saying, don't have the outcome, or you have some other unruly, inherently undesirable life circumstance, but now you don't have anything to do or you can do about it, so you're living in your truth.
Living in your truth. Yeah, which is it's wild, man. Every time I hear women say that, I'm like, what does that even mean? Living in the circumstances that you created for yourself.
She's 50
That's
and
all
white.
I hear when I say that.
Like, how did she mess up 50 years of white privilege and still don't have a husband? Like, that's crazy.
Yo, it's wild. It's wild. Hold on, we can go keep going real quick.
That they're taught. It's in you. You feel it. I felt it, and that's why I wanted to share
felt it. I mean, I've told this story before. I remember in my 30s being in a relationship with someone I despised, but I didn't want to break up because I didn't want to go to my friends and say I had another bad turning.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you start to feel that people are, what's wrong with her?
Right. It's somehow your fault.
My fault.
Love comes in so many forms.
Right.
Pets, friends, families. I'm an auntie. So it's so wonderful.
There are so many people in who came with a friend that is the first person you'd call if something went wrong.
Yes.
That's love. That's
what
someone who
love
has your
is.
back. So I'm so curious because you start on What Not to Wear, TLC's What Not to Wear.
Yep.
You have your own cosmetic line, Carmen de Beauty. You were part of our beauty bar show. Again, this notion that your success is the replacement for family.
Right, which is ridiculous. Because there are so many women out there that have, both family and career. I just knew at such a young age, I was 9 or 10 years old, and I just had a knowing that I didn't want kids. And I was
how old were you when you first told that out loud? Because I think a lot of women
So that's a real thing. Let's talk about that real quick, right? Women that have that notion that they don't want families from a very early age. It's a thing. It's a thing. I do hear women. I've heard young girls say like, "Yo, I don't even want a family." I usually think it's something that they even have at home, but then they're like, "Yo, you know what? That's not appealing to me. I kind of want to live this life of travel and leisure." What do you feel about that?
I think that old people need to talk to old people about old people stuff, and stop talking to other generations about what they're dealing with. There are women who have families and are successful. There are very few women who are hyper successful and have families. And if they do have a family, it's the family with just children. To be successful as a woman, you have to be masculine. It's a requirement. Even like, and I'm talking about in high level business before anybody gets to talk about, well, I'm successful. Like, no, you're not. You're not what I'm talking about. Not these $200,000-$300,000 a year women like that just got money so they can replace the need to have a man. I'm talking like the multi-million-dollar women who run businesses and corporations. They are all masculine, every one of them, and they have to be. And then when they get home, a lot of them aren't able to turn that off, which is why their marriages don't last. They don't have men. They have children, which is cool. Hey, you got at least you got a baby, but you don't have a husband. You don't have that family archetype that they're talking about. And since there's so many of them, all those women are coming together and just rubbing each other on the back, or other body parts, and giving each other these empty platitudes, talking about, hey, it's okay. I'm just like you. I'm just as lonely. I spent my first 40 years of life building my business, and now nobody wants me, but it's okay because we have money and we can go adopt children and get French bulldogs and keep them in purses.
Yo, sad day. And the biggest thing, like I said, pushing it on other women that this should be a thing. It's crazy. You're telling women to go against their biological urge, their biological need for what we all want. The only way we could actually move on as a race is if we procreate and if we're with each other. So to push this single by choice narrative and, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Crazy talk.
The crazy thing is, right, if they actually took it for the meaning that from what they took it as the words and what they were saying, right? You're not single by choice, you're single because of your choices. You're single because of the choices you've made. You made choices that didn't make you a good partner to the men you want, and now you're single. So it's not single by choice, it's single because of your choices. And, you know, if you correct them on that, then they'll try to push back. But at the end of the day, the outcome is the same. And then even for some of the women that do have husbands, the cool part about it, when women say, well, I have a husband, like, but no one respects your husband. If you put your husband in a room with men like me, you, medium man, saying other high achieving men, we don't respect him. And then more importantly, we won't respect him because we know he's married to you. Because if you're the best that man can do, he's nowhere. He's not even in our stratosphere. He shouldn't be around us at our table. You know, I have to watch Mean Girls at least once a week because, you know, baby girl likes it. My son thinks the movie's funny. Like, you can't even sit with us because that's the type of woman that you with. And she may be cool on her own, but like when we all know that woman that we like, damn, if you ever get married, I feel sorry for him.
Right.
Like that happens to a lot of women. And they think, well, it's because they have a husband. I mean, cool, but you don't have a husband that other men respect, and that's where it matters.
That's a fact. That's a fact. All right. Let's keep going. Let's see what else they talking about.
Don't want to say that out loud because, again, the notion is that you're selfish, you're an awful person, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I knew at 10 years old. Like, I just had a feeling, like people were playing with dollies at that age. I just knew I wasn't going to have kids. And I came from a very traditional, like, loving family. And I told my parents, and they're like, good, don't.
When you date now, how do you have that conversation?
It's the first thing I bring up.
You do?
I say, I never want children, and also I don't want to get married.
Oh, so you tell them up front, I don't want to have children. That's and I don't.
How you listen, that doesn't even make sense. You're 52 years old. You shouldn't even have to, she shouldn't even have to explain that to me.
She's on death door. Like, she's on death door meeting men talking about, I don't want to have to marry, I don't want to have children. Ma'am, that ship has sailed. Like, that's common sense. I don't think a 52-year-old woman would have to sit down with me and explain what's understood. Baby, you are almost dead. Like,
right.
If you have a child now, you will literally be 70 years old when they graduate high school. You're gonna look like a grandparent. Like, I don't want to, even if I had a thing for women who were almost dead, right? I wouldn't want to have a child.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I wouldn't want to have a child with her because people are gonna think I got some sort of like old people complex. Like, I don't want to sleep with the crypt keeper. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't care what all that makeup you put on, bro. You still 52. Like, in math is math. And you can't chase kids. She's not even going to be able to bend over and change a diaper long without getting stuck. Or like her hips.
In reality, she can't even physically have kids. You know what I'm saying?
Janet had kids late. Like, Janet had kids late too, but.
Yeah, but a lot of that is through having a lot of money and going through some type of in vitro or, you know, all that other stuff they do. But it's not common. Those are the anomalies, right? So the likelihood is these women, like her, sell other women dreams, right? This is why my point of doing this today is to tell women, you know, stop listening to these older women that's telling y'all that you guys have forever, because the biological clock is real. And then the thing is, when you do get of age and you realize like you are of a grandmother age, but you don't have any children, you didn't solidify or cooperate with people in your past. Now that age thing leaves you no choice but to be like her.
I think that women or people in general need to stop listening to people who don't have the outcomes they're working towards.
Facts.
So, you know what I'm saying? If I don't, you know, I promise you, I've never taken any type of financial advice for a guy that's finna go punch a clock at a job he hates. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If I'm a woman, I'm not taking advice from a 52-year-old lady that doesn't have what I want outside of the money. When I want a family, I'm gonna do what it takes to get whatever I prioritize accomplished. And neither one of these women have those things.
Right. I would say Tammin is successful to her right, but I don't think she's married. I don't think she has the things that these other women say that they want.
She's successful in every way that makes a man a successful man.
Facts.
No
She
one
became
looks
the
at
man
it.
she wanted, right?
When you look at a successful woman, you think of she's got a family, she's a great mom, she's a wife. You don't think of she's a businesswoman. That's masculine stuff. Like these are the types of women who will get with a guy and be like, "Why I bring to the table money, a career, a degree, and all of those things." That just makes you a good employee or a good man. That doesn't make you a good partner for a man.
Right. Now you're right. You are 100% right. All right. Let's see what else she got.
Don't want to marry you.
That's right. Yeah.
Have you had men say, "Then I'm out"?
Yes, it's funny. It's odd because when you're young and some people say, "I want to get married and have kids," the guys run the other direction.
Yeah.
When you're older and say, "I don't want to have children or get married," they think, "What's wrong with you?" when they run the other
Right.
direction. It's very interesting.
It is interesting because so often when a couple have been together, they'll say, "Oh, well, he didn't want to marry her," or he didn't want her, and it's like,
Right.
no, you don't want that.
Why did we give the men the choice?
Right.
Right? Why do we have to wait for them to ask us to marry us?
Right.
Ask us to go on a date.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to us to do that and make that decision. It's our lives together, right? So why does it always have to be in their hands? It could be in our hands as well.
Carmen,
Hold on. And the crazy thing is, do you hear the audience, yo? The audience is
We got
wild.
an audience full of dummies. Like women, stupid. I'm sorry, let me not say that. Ignorant women are the most hive-minded group of people, and I think the older they get, I feel like this is just this is like a different phase of dementia. Like there's no way you can have lived, you've had this much time on earth and you're still that dumb and delusional. Like men control access to relationships because we have to give you the opportunity to get in one. At the end of the day, when the only men who don't have control over access to relationships are the men that women don't even acknowledge. Those are the guys that are going to go prove themselves worthy of being a man or, being your man. The guys that women want, they want them because they have those qualities already. So you need to go prove yourself to him that you're worth getting his last name, which is, the ultimate goal, except for these two old ass ladies. Like I've never in my life understood how like women will say something dumb. And, I've seen it on your panel sometimes. Like somebody will say something stupid and then the other ladies will just be like, yeah, silent clappers. And then it makes me think that they're all dumb. Like every one of them. Like someone will say, "Oh, well, we chose each other." No, ma'am, he chose you. Like you didn't choose him. He proposed. That's why we propose. It's like you take a job. We make the offer for a job. You can turn it down and you can accept it. But at the end of the day, if we don't make the offer, you can't take it.
Right.
That's why it's in our hands. The same way that they have control of how they open their legs. Like men sleep with who they can. Women marry who they can.
That's a fact.
I don't understand why they're granny. Like my mom is around their age. My mom had me young too. I've never understood. Like my mom has to be the most smart woman that I've ever met. Then because she doesn't say any of this dumb stuff. None of this, like ever. And she's got a big platform and she's pushing this out to even women in their 40s.
Millions of women. This is why I'm nowhere near her level, but this is why I'm trying to get this word out there. Like, yo, stop listening to this foolishness, ladies. Because this is a problem.
You passed her level. You got a wife that loves you, and your wife has a husband, something she don't know nothing about.
That's a fact. But I need my words out there, right? So basically, when we look at things like this, it makes women forget that they are hypergamous by nature. You don't want to chase no man. And you hear women say it all the time. So this is why when a woman of audience like that of probably 60, 70 to 100 women in that audience clapping right now, giving this praise of why are we leaving it in the choices of a man on when we could get married or also when we could go on dates is wild because no woman out there wants to propose or even at minimum ask the man on a date. At minimum. So for this to be a thing where it's hive-minded, like you said, it's It's crazy.
But
It takes away from female nature. And this is what these talk shows push. They've been doing it since Oprah. They've been doing it since freaking before Oprah.
She needs to talk about what she's good at, which is business and makeup, and leave the relationship to the people that actually can get one.
That are actually in one. You know what I'm saying? It makes absolutely no sense. And for the praise, that's what kills me, yo. Can't take away from who women are. Just like you can't take away from who men are. We are not the same. Ladies.
If you put a bunch of broke men in the crowd and you got a guy that goes there and talk about having money and everything, all the broke niggas are gonna be like, "You right, bro. You right." You put a bunch of big girls in this crowd and they talk about, well, you are not your BMI. They're all going to agree with it because it makes them feel good. So she's saying that men shouldn't control relationships and it's not too late. It just makes all these single, lonely people feel good. But at the end of the day, they still go home to their cats and nobody else. Like, you know what I'm saying? In a litter box. It sounds good for TV, bro, but at the end of the day, the circumstances really, really tell these people's truth. And
tell the truth.
Yeah. What is she successful at is not being in a relationship. So how are you going to talk bad about it when you're not even doing it?
You don't even know what it's like. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let's keep going. Let's see what they're talking.
Not going anywhere. We're going to continue this conversation. The scrutiny single people, not just women, are experiencing about single and child-free women who are being judged just all over social media these days. Just go into the search engine. You will be shocked by some of the things that folks are saying these days. Our next guest, Dr. Chris Marsh, says she's on a mission to destigmatize singlehood with her book. It's called The Love Jones Cohort, which tackles the misconceptions and reality of single women. The title is based, of course, on the iconic movie that I could watch every day of my life, Love Jones, which shows us the life of young, single, child-free professionals navigating an unconventional modern day.
I've never even seen
Emily
that
Hart
movie.
is still with us. Carmindy Boyer are with us as well. And please welcome Dr. Marsh to the conversation. Thank you so much. I love that the movie Love Jones is the jump-off point. Why is that the perfect movie, you feel, to capture where things are?
Because if we think of like the quintessential couple, we think of the Cosbys on the Huxtables on the Cosby Show. But Love Jones is when we started to really see this demographic shift in characters away from married couples to young Black professionals who weren't married and didn't have any children. So I wanted to write a whole book about this.
You wanted to write, what can we learn? I mean, I know we keep saying single women. There are single men in the audience as well. But the fire, if you will, is directed at women. We know that.
Yes, absolutely. There are men that are in my book, but there are a lot of women that are single and living alone. And like you said, I really wanted to write the book because I wanted to destigmatize singlehood. You have people that are in relationships that are abusive, toxic, unfulfilling, and unrewarding simply because they don't want to hold the title of single.
Right.
So here's the thing, right? These women like her and alike, what they do is they I believe they're pushing this agenda to keep women single. And not only, I believe it's more of a financial thing, right? And why I'm saying this is because we all know when women are single, what's the biggest thing that they do? They shop.
They spend money.
They shop, they spend money, they go on trips, vacations. And for some reason, women think that that's a life, or they were convinced that that's for a life of happiness.
Black women
bring you joy.
Black women have more spending power. They have a spending power that is bigger than the gross national product of 120 countries.
Right.
So there's definitely the business aspect of this. I mean, I understand that, right? Like Black women spend like $7 trillion. That's their purchasing power a year. It's crazy.
Right.
Well, another thing that's crazy is Tamron Hall is married.
Oh, she is?
Yes.
Why is she even talking about this with these single women then?
Listen, again, right? So remember I told you that a woman can have a husband and he comes in the room and he's like, oh yeah, I'm married to so-and-so. We look at him different because you're dealing with that. That's her husband.
That's right. I can see that. I didn't even know she was married though.
Yeah, she got married
wow.
She got married like 2018, 19.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So she's out here literally pushing being single.
Like Future say, I don't use drugs for real, but he always rapping and singing about them. They always do. They all do that. Derek Jackson talking about loving your wife, and he over here paying $40 to hit Miami strippers. Like they snake oil.
Take heed. What up? This is insane. Me personally, right? Me doing this YouTube, I could not see myself interviewing something that's not a part of what I believe in. And if I'm going to interview you, I'm going to talk against every talking point that you have. So what I'm going to do is put you on blast. I'm not going to make it sound like this is something that's okay when it's not. I understand that not every woman is going to be married. That's fine. But to sit there and push that lifestyle, spending money that these women don't even really have. As you said, our women, just looking at our women alone, with the spending power that they have, to be out there to say, spending trillions of dollars, no investments,
with a T.
Nothing major, trillion, with no investments and nothing major. To say that that's the fruit of happiness is crazy. It's wild, man. Like, yo.
You know how crazy you would look if, say, for example, right, you had me on your platform and I was like, marriages for suckers. Any man that gets married is a cuck. And you got a whole wife, and you sit there and gave me your platform and let me spit that message to people, man, she gonna smother you in your sleep, bro. Like that's just that's not you don't give if I'm her husband and she's my wife using her platform to be like up women being single, I'm like, well, take your ass over there with your single friends then. Because it's disrespectful to us and what we're doing and who I am in your life to go and platform this message and champion it and then let them use your platform to disseminate this stuff to other women. Like that shit is crazy.
And that's not even the lifestyle that I'm about. So imagine that. I'm all about trying to get people together, which is why I'm working on that Meet to Marry show. But if I'm up here literally allowing people to talk on my platform anti what I truly believe in, which is exactly what Tamron Hall is doing, and women are cheering it on, championing it, it doesn't make any sense. I dropped a link in the comment section. I would love for one of the ladies that's watching, if you want to come up and have this conversation with us, come up. I know we are two men and we're speaking from the male perspective, but I would love to hear how and why women feel the way they feel about this. Are we just talking, or is there some validity into women pushing singlehood onto other women? All right. I'm going to continue this topic for a little bit before we jump into the main topic. So that way we can get into a little deeper thoughts of this.
I thought this was the main topic. If this ain't the main topic,
this ain't the main topic. I got something else for you.
The main topic.
And that's true. Carmindy, you were saying the audience doesn't realize you were one time married.
One time. One was enough.
One was enough. And that you didn't want to be married.
I didn't want to be married. I never wanted to, but I felt the pressure. People all around me were getting married, having kids. And I felt like, oh gosh, society pressure. And so I made that choice. And I realized through the marriage, this isn't for me. And I chose to leave it. And once I did, I was like, now I'm free. I knew it. And I finally went with it. And I've never been happier.
You know, it's interesting. It's true. And again, this is not an anti-marriage thing. Like you're not anti-marriage. It's just not for you.
It's just not for me. My brother's happily married with kids. My friends are. Good for them. It's just not right for me.
Doctor, why is the word single still such a hard thing to wrap your brain around for some people?
For some people, right? Because society is set up to be partnered or to be married. So when you say that you're single, it's almost a deficit. You're lacking in something. And so the book, again, is trying to say, no, we can celebrate our singleness. Yeah. We can stand confidently in our singleness. And the conversation is slowly changing, but it's taking a moment.
Why does it anger people when you see a video like Emily where she's traveling and having fun, and rather than saying, you go, girl, or write down where she went?
Hold on. Of course, society champions being together. Because your body is designed for another person. Both of us, all of us. Just from the way a female's genitals are shaped to the way a male's.
we are designed to be with each other.
I don't.
What? Yo, what's up, my guy?
Bro, it's like a bunch of short dudes getting mad, telling people it's okay to be short because women want dudes that are 6 foot. Like the average man is 5'9", like that's average. So like the average person is why are you champion being single when that's the basic? That's normal. Like that's cool. And there's nothing to it. Being single isn't anything to aspire to. You're born that way. That's your basic state. That's the state you come into the world as single. Like no one, like you don't pass out participation trophies for you doing the bare minimum. Congratulations, you lady, you're almost dead and won't have a husband. Like when you don't have a family, you don't have children. Like when you die, nobody will remember your name. Like congratulations on that, I guess.
Right. Right. Your legacy literally stops with you.
Yeah.
That's it.
Your father's last name is definitely dead now if he doesn't have any more children. Like I don't understand what the issue is here. This is crazy. Like she's got a whole husband at home. That's
right. A whole husband. A whole husband at home. And you're literally championing this, man. Like I don't understand. I'm trying to, wrap my mind around how are people in the audience watching this? Why is this still a thing? It's all over social media. I believe that I just want to continue to bring awareness to this. So what I'm going to do is on Sunday's show, I'm going to continue this because I got some more videos, but I want to have a panel with women on it to get their standpoint. It's going to be an uneven panel. So I got 6 women, 4 men.
I know exactly. I know what the women. Yeah, I already know how that panel going to go. But
that panel is going to be wild, man. Because I got 6 women, 4 men, all different age brackets. So that way we could get into a real deep conversation on Sunday about this. Because this is wild, man. This is wild. Anyways, let's get into another topic. You ready to get into the main topic, my guy?
I just want to see what it is, bro, because I hope it's not what I think.
Well, it's a little bit of your girl Kendra G.
God damn, I knew it. I knew
a little bit of your girl Kendra G. So hold on. Let me find it real quick.
I know which one it's about. I know exactly which one it's about.
Which one?
The girl that said 200K and a bunch of money.
200K is not a bunch.
Yeah, let's go. I'll cook this one. This is easy.
All right. Hold on. My wife is here. Babe, fall back because you know how it is. 100%.
Yes.
And this is my wife. 100%. It's 100% your value in the world. Men, we get valued on also having wives as well. And the more we climb up our totem pole, the more respect we get from men that either want wives or have wives to say, that's your value. And for men, obviously, the prettier your wife is, the better look it is for your value as a man. Now, could you live your life and be happy and die alone and say my value was creating whatever? Yeah, you can. You can. But if you want true value, it's marriage.
That's why when you're older and you got your stuff together, people are like, when you going to have kids? When you going to settle down and get a wife? Because the first milestone is to be worth having those things, to be able to support those. And then as a woman, it's going to be like, when are you going to find a husband? When are you going to settle down and have children? Like, that's why it's the next milestone. You get yourself together. And then the next milestone in our society is to start a family. That's why. And, people do deviate from it, but let's not pretend like our society is not based on, family and, men and women coming together. If men and women were meant to be single, there would probably be the equal amount, but whatever.
Right. We all know we're not meant to be that way. So biologically, somewhere innately, we feel as if when you see a person that has a successful marriage, it's something that most desire. You know what I'm saying? No one says personal value, right? Personal value is a whole different thing. Personal value, you could be valuable to everyone in your circle. But watch how high. This is why a president becomes a president. Usually, they have first ladies with them. Which is also why Kamala's husband will not get the respect if she becomes president. Because in reverse, society looks at it as leadership should be that man. But anyways, that's a whole different topic. But with that being said, yeah, you can have your own personal value, but when it comes down to societal views, you want that respect if you're trying to get far in life. All right, let's get on to Kendra G topic. All right, I'm tripping. I'm trying to find this video for the longest now. And here we are. All right, let's go.
You got a flashlight or something?
Yes, I do.
I was say you is the best light I ever seen in a car, girl. Is your name Alexis?
Yes.
Okay. Alexis, where you calling us from?
Washington, D.C.
DC. I had so much fun in DC, child. How old are you, Alexis?
28.
28. What you do?
No way. My bad.
I have 3 jobs.
Is that?
My bad, bro. She said she's 28. I said, ain't no way. That lady at least 40.
She gotta be. Look, but you know, sometimes these women, right? If you look, she does a lot of Botox. She looks like she has like her lips done,
drugs and liquor,
all that fillers. So with all of that, hold on, we got Take Heed in the building. What is good? Shout out to you. Take Heed. Yo, you know, I always wanted to work with you, and I'm so happy you're here. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. Thank you for letting me up. I appreciate it. I just wanted to come and say my little 2 cents. That's all.
Oh, you feel free. Feel free.
So I'll share something with you. A lot of us don't understand our purpose as women. A lot of us were not taught our purpose or what we're supposed to be. And outside of your purpose of us going to school, getting the career, getting the lifestyle, we miss that our purpose is we are the helpmate. So this is why a lot of us women, when women get as old as me, they regret because they did not handle their purpose. Now, after you handle your purpose and you want to do all these other things, that's fine. But you got to make sure your purpose is done first so that you be fulfilled. But a lot of women, even after they conquer all the things that they were supposed to, they feel like they got short-sighted, especially after they conquered the purpose. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I got a little cold.
It's okay.
So after they conquer the purpose, they get up and one Sunday morning they'll say, well, I did everything I was supposed to do. I'm not happy no more. So now it comes into play where I'm ready to destroy the family. I'm ready to decimate the family because I'm not happy. And the sad part is, a lot of us don't understand that marriage goes in seasons. There's a time of joy, there's a time of peace, there's a time of sorrow, and there's a time of peace be still. And a lot of women don't understand that part. Your marriage will not always run smooth. Sometimes it's going to run rocky. Sometimes you're going to go through something, but you got to be able to weather the storm. And a lot of women are not taught that because we didn't see it growing up. Our mothers didn't have husbands. So we don't understand how to take care of a man. And I'm going to share something with you. A lot of our brothers don't know how to be husbands because they didn't see their mama with nobody. Or the father wasn't in the home. But the thing is that a lot of men that have a king mindset, they understand that something is missing. So what they do is they go and hunt for it. Yes. So either they go off to the service, or either they get around brothers who have a good mindset that want to see growth and want to see stability. They'll get around brothers like that so that they can mimic these brothers and then walk into their own purpose. But us women, when we see something is wrong, we will stay in that foolery. We'll stay in it because the fake sisterhood allows us to. You never hear a woman, if she destroys her marriage or she's about on a break of destroying her marriage, you'll never hear another woman will come around and say that's supposed to be her best friend. That will come around and say, baby, you better go back. You better go back. Rethink that. Go back. No, she helps her. Oh, that's right. He ain't this. Baby, let him go. He ain't this. He ain't that. Instead of telling her, nope, you got to go rethink this. Something is wrong. You see it on social media, how the way they react when one of these stars leave their husband. They so happy.
Oh, they praise it.
And it doesn't make sense. But this is the uncomfortable truth that women don't want to hear. I'm listen, I'm smart. I know what I'm doing. I don't need no man. And the sad part is we're the only culture that preaches that. I don't need no man, and men ain't so and so. I don't want to get disrespectful on your channel, so that's what I'm trying to
no. I'm with you though. I'm with you. I'm riding with you on this one.
So it's because of the upbringing. A lot of the stuff that's happening is because of the upbringing, and it takes some time for the women to understand that it's wrong. Now, even some in my age still don't understand it's wrong. When they come and ask me, I have a girlfriend. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I have a girlfriend who her daughter has been married 30 years. And she told me, and I told her, I said, tell her to call me. She said, I'm not going to tell her to call you. I said, yeah, tell her to call me. And I was waiting for that call. She didn't call me. She didn't call me because you know what I was going to tell her? I was going to tell her, you have lost your mind. Your mama ain't tell you, but I'm going to tell you, you have lost your mind. This man, you have 2 children with, you have built a dynasty with this man, and you're leaving him because you're not happy right now.
Right.
Instead of you trying to work on it, you not happy right now. And this is why I always encourage women, when you've been married a long time, get a hobby. Get something that you like to do that sustains you. Learn how to be around your husband as well. Because this is the uncomfortable truth. When those kids go off to college and you and him have never had a good relationship when they were growing up, and you just raise these kids, y'all gonna be like strangers when they leave. Your husband is really supposed to be your best friend. I'm sorry. He's the authority, yes, but he's supposed to be the one you always want to be around with because you and him are one. But women miss that part. Like right now, my king is off today. We've been doing nonsense all day, and now he's asleep. And then
you don't put that man to bed early in the morning like this, early in the afternoon like this.
Listen, and in a few minutes, I'm gonna go aggravate him some more. But this is the thing. This is the uncomfortable truth. Just as well as we don't like to be alone, our husbands don't like to be alone too. Just as well as you like to be treated nice, he likes to be treated nice. And the men are the men who are not married. If you're dating, this is the same way. Men just want to be treated with kindness. One thing Sir Hill Speaks has said a couple months back, and I like to quote that brother because he's a good content creator, just like you, sir. And so he said that men like to be used. That's what he said. Men like to be used. And I said, wait a minute. I had to listen again. He said, men like to be used, but they don't like to be misused. And I digress. My mic is muted. I'm finished.
No. That's all real. You know, I was having a conversation on my panel on Tuesday. You know, I do the grown women talking. And we were getting into the discussion about marriage and things that about not being happy. And I let the women know on the panel, marriage is not about being happy. You might not communicate, and that's fine. The communication might lack for sometimes a day, sometimes a week, sometimes a month, sometimes 2 months, sometimes a year. But if you are in the marriage for dedication and what it's supposed to be about, you would understand that you're married for a bigger purpose. You're on a duty. And it's okay to not feel that all the time. You have to work through your feelings and deal with the logic of being married. And that was something that a lot of the women struggled with understanding on that panel. Not all, but some of them did, because it was like, well, hold up. No, if I'm married, I need you to communicate with me 24/7. Even if you took a couple of minute break away, you need to come right back. But that's not real all the time. And that's what I was trying to help them understand. You know, marriage is more than that feeling of happiness and contentment. You won't feel it. We're talking about a lifetime, not a short time. You gonna say something, Black Chain?
Not at all. I don't have.
He like, I'm soaking it all in.
I don't have a dog in the marriage fight, so I'm just listening about and taking it in and taking notes.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But this is a real part of it, and that's what I try to get people to understand. That this is so much deeper of what we're trying to build. Like what my wife and I try to build. We're not happy with each other all the time. You know what I'm saying? We'll have days that'll go by where we're just pissed and we're not communicating. But at the end of the day, it's a duty that I have. You know what I'm saying? If I made a vow to you, I got to commit to that vow. I can't just be like, all right, I'm giving you 1 month to figure your life out. And if you can't figure out that, I'm out. But like you said, the echo chamber a lot of these women live in, that they go and they speak, yes, queen, you need to leave. Yes, there's so much better out there. Then they get divorced and they start realizing that there's nothing better out there because you still got to put in the work.
And those women that are telling them there's better out there have never seen that better for themselves. It's just speculation and conjecture at that point. So they're telling them, well, I think there's better, but they leave the I think there's better part out there. Because, you know, if all this better was out there, then those women would be doing better themselves.
Right, exactly. So better meaning so I could be single and end up like you. And I love how Take Heat started that, right? Because the way it came across was, all right, you're pushing me to be single, right? Because misery loves company. And that's what I got out of it. Miserable people want other people to be miserable with them so they could drown in their sorrows together.
It's like a person that goes to the hospital and the doctor tells them they have diabetes because they're fat. And it's like that person goes out and starts like this anti-doctor campaign because I'm not fat and being fat doesn't cause diabetes. So they'll go find other people that they can make think or co-sign and agree with that and be like, these doctors are wrong because just because all 200 of us are fat and have diabetes, the other 2 million people who are fat and have diabetes are wrong. Like it's always those groups of people that are going to do that. And it's the same thing with these single women. The women that the men didn't choose and that they wanted to be chosen at some point because they've all been in relationships or whatever. Now they're just, you know, commiserating, holding hands and, you know, sharing roses. I don't know. I guess that's pretty much how that's going to go. But it's a lot of cats. It's a lot of homeless cats out here, man. So, you know, I'm real big with the SPCA, and I'd encourage each one of those ladies to go adopt as many cats as they should have kids.
I don't want to punish the cats and the dogs no more, okay? Because Kevin Samuels, may his soul rest in peace. That's what he was telling everybody. I don't want to punish the cats and the dogs. It's not fair.
Man, if you see how some of them cats and dogs live in some of these shelters, at least these women to feed them and treat them like, you know, their children.
But you know what? It's sad though, because you know what? The truth is that it's not enough brothers to go around. If you check, it's not enough of them to go around. And this is the whole problem. They don't understand that part.
I think there's enough to go around. I think that too many women are arrogant and feel like they're entitled to have a good man of their own.
I'm going to share something with you. I think every woman is entitled to have a good man. You know what it is? It's the man image that they got in their mind that don't make sense.
I think it's a math-based issue. It's impossible for every woman to have a man of her own. There's more women than men, so they're gonna have to share somewhere.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's not enough. It's not enough. But this is what I believe. Every man, every woman should be able to get a good man. But the problem is her. See, you attract what you know what I'm saying? If I ain't shit, right? Check this out. If I ain't shit, I'm going to track ain't shit men. If I'm not doing the right thing, that's what I'm going to attract. So if I go and clean out what's not right in me, then I'm going to attract the man that has substance. A lot of women will sit up here and say, if you gave them a choice, a good man with a stable foundation, but he not making over 100,000 a year. Okay, he's not making that much. But there's another man who his priorities are not together, but he got money. Okay, she's going to choose the one that the priorities not together, but he got money.
Got money.
So it's the woman that is the problem, because there's a lot of things. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I've been both of those guys. I've been, the guy who didn't make six figures but did everything else right. And then I've been the guy that makes six figures a month, and I make 6 figures a month, so I'm gonna do what I want to do. So I've been both. And then as I got older, I became more in the middle, to have it on both ends. But I think a lot of from my experience of what I've seen on GMT's panel and other panels like it, that a lot of women forget that they don't set the market for marriage. They're not, the asset doesn't set the market does. And set the price. The asset doesn't set the price, the market sets the price. And for the men that they want, if they focus on being too much of what they want to be for themselves and not what they want, not what the men they want to pick them want for themselves. So if men are telling you, we want a woman who's quiet, peaceful, kind, nurturing, supportive, you being a businesswoman, a boss, a leader, successful, all of those things don't translate to what we want. But that's what women focus on, because when a man, for example, we become those things in order to, first thing we do when we get a bag, I can have children now. I can support a family. I can have a wife. When typically a lot of these women, when they get money, the first thing they say is, I don't need a man. They go get money. They tie their money to their independence. Men tie their financial success to being interdependent and being in a position to be able to. So, I don't feel bad. And that sounds, it's kind of harsh, but I don't feel bad for women like these, because they're single because of the choices they've made. And they're just arguing against it because a lot of times people just don't want to accept the fact. I'll go back to my diabetes analogy. A lot of people don't want to accept the fact they have diabetes when a doctor tells them, shows them on paper, your A1C is higher than giraffe ass. Your sugar, your blood sugar, your cholesterol are all high too. Like, you have diabetes, sir, or you're pre-diabetic, because they just don't want to hear it because it's bad news. Same thing with cancer or any other medical ailment. They'll still argue with it in their mind because they're trying to rationalize how that news of what they're being told conflicts with what they want to believe because what feels good to them. So seeing that, it's the same thing in the dating market when it comes to women and men sometimes.
You telling the truth. And it's sad, because the thing is that I believe that I deserve a good man. A lot of women will say, I believe I deserve a good man. But the problem is, are you a good woman? A lot of women can't answer that question for themselves. When I was in my 20s, before I met my husband, I kept saying, why can't I keep a man? When I was younger, I can't keep a man. I couldn't keep one to save my life. Okay. But I had so many issues. And then, you got your mama issues, your daddy issues, you just doing nonsense yourself. I couldn't understand why, until I sat there and started thinking, like, there's some things I need to change. And I'll share something with you. A lot of people hate on Tyler Perry. A lot of people can't stand him. But I remember going to a show of his in Newark at Symphony Hall. And Tyler Perry broke character and asked everybody, all the women. He said like this. He said, ladies, do you want to know why you can't keep a man? Right? Now, mind you, I've been was asking this a while back. Right. He said, why you can't keep a man? He said, because it's something in you that needs to change. It's something in you that needs to change. And as I was walking into me changing my mindset and everything like that, boom, I had a little trouble at a laundromat and ran into my husband. A little trouble in the laundromat and ran into my husband. And going on 17 years now, married.
Married. That's
And
dope.
it was because I was now let me share something with you. I will not say I was a perfect wife our first 2 years. I was nonsense. But my king, what he did was he was ready to teach me. And I always tell people my husband was groomed under a king. His father was an amazing father. May his soul rest in peace. And so he raised my husband to become a king. And so when he started teaching me, I was like, what is going on here? You know, why every time I'm doing something wrong, and you know, this and that. And my husband said, because I have to teach you how to be a wife. You don't know. Because he saw it. He saw what his mother did. So he had to teach me. And I was offended by it. I was upset. I was angry, everything. And he told me it's because you don't have the teaching. A lot of y'all young women don't have teaching. My king is only 7 years older than me. He talked to me like I'm the baby of the house. And I said to him, sir, you cannot teach me something that he said, no, I got to teach you because you're getting it wrong. And so my king is not a loud man. He's not a loud man. He's not arrogant, none of that stuff like that. He's a no-nonsense man, but he will dog walk you and pull his glasses down and dog walk you while he's trying to give you a lesson. Shout out to my husband. But
shout out to him.
He always, and because of the teaching, I am the woman that everybody called Take Heed today because of the teaching. Now, I ain't going to sit up here and say I don't get indignant because I can curse my behind off, okay? But I don't do it to him. I don't get indignant with him, okay?
You give him that respect 24/7.
Yes, because this is the thing. My king always tell me your last name mean power. Don't get up here and disrespect my name. He always tell me don't get up here and disrespect my name. So this is the thing. I had to know in my 20s something was wrong. There's some women that's right now, that's my age, and they don't know that something is wrong. And when I say something, and I'll be on a panel or on a show, nah, take heed, nah, you wrong. And I tell them, listen, I've been married longer than you. I understand what's going on. You just sitting in denial right now. But the thing is, you might get a little older and you be in your house alone, and maybe you might be getting ready to go on to glory, and you'll understand the message. But I believe this wholeheartedly. Every man that gets married, he has to have the mindset to be ready to teach. Because every man has to teach their wife. I don't care how we try to spin it, turn it around. They got to teach their wife how to behave towards them. Because
the biggest problem, though, Take Heed, we do run into with that is a lot of women feel as if they know it all. So it's very hard to break. It's hard to break that boundary when you're trying to teach them, and they're like, "I can't be taught because I know more than you," or how I know is what I know. My biggest thing I feel like women don't want to do is understand male nature, right? So that makes them unteachable.
I'll share something with you. And those women who are unteachable, you have to sit on the sideline. You're not ready.
Those are the ones that's single anyway.
Yeah, you got to sit there and just wait for somebody to come get you. You got to sit right there. And that's the thing that women miss. That men are the ones that are in control of relationship and marriage. We in control of the box. That's it. And so they don't understand that part. Like when, and then I always say this, is that I was ready. I was ready. Even though my husband was dragging it out of me, I was ready to submit. You know what I'm saying? And I believe when you have a woman, and this is how you know she's ready to submit. Check this out. When she respects you before she loves you. That's how you know she's ready to submit. Because if she loved you first, the relationship not going to work. Because her loving you, she can still disrespect you in public and in private. But if she respects you first, she gonna always respect you no matter what. No matter what. I don't care what happened. And I always tell this story. When I met my king, there was a respect, but it wasn't like the way it is now. Like if my king tell me right now, get off the computer, you'll see me go, bye guys. And I'll
All right, y'all.
bye.
And that's real what she's saying, because you know how long I've been trying to get Take Heed. I hit her up one Sunday and I was like, yo, you want to be on the show? She said, no, Sundays is my day to be with my king. So I cannot work with you on Sunday. I said, say less. She is not lying, y'all. What she's telling you right now is the respect that she gives to her husband is a real thing. And I respect you for that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But this is the uncomfortable truth that we were not taught how to respect our men, and we saw it through our mothers. I was not taught to respect men. When I met my king, I was not taught. I didn't understand. And I actually thought I could walk all over my husband when I first met him. When we first were dating, I thought that. Until one day, I kid you not, we got in a heated argument. My representative had left. 6 months dating, my representative had left. So now it's just me and him. And my king looked at me, pulled his glasses down a little bit. He said, I knew something was wrong, but I couldn't put my finger on it. He said, okay, all right, I'm ready. And I looked at him. I said, what you mean you ready? He said, no, I'm ready. I'm ready because you're going to be my wife. So this nonsense that you're doing, we're going to correct this now. So I was looking at him. I was like, and popping my neck and everything. I didn't care what he said. He said, no, you're going to learn how to respect me. So it was just my king didn't let me. It was a barrier that I couldn't bypass the barrier. It was a problem. And it still is. As old as I am and he is, and as long as we've been married, that's still a wall right there. Like, you can't. And I know the wall is there. I'm not even going to try. I have been trying for years. I can't even go past. So it's just the respect level that you got to have with your husband. And a lot of women don't have that. So it's easy for them to get indignant with their husbands. And I thank God for my husband because he took time. He took time, and then I wanted to learn. I wanted to please him. I think that's the thing too. A lot of us, we don't care. Oh, well, I was raised this way, so I'm going to be whatever I want to be, and I don't care. And that's where you get all this nonsense going on in your marriage. And a lot of women don't understand that either, where even if I'm mad with you, I still got to cook. I still got to clean. I still got to make love to you. I still got to do all the things I'm supposed to do as a wife, because even when you're upset with me and even when you're mad with me, you still make sure the mortgage is paid in this. You still make sure the light, the water, the gas, the food, the kids are taken care of. You don't just stop your job. So, baby, I got to stop mine. Right. So, that's it. That's it. I'm just running.
Nah, that's no. Listen, this is what I wanted, right? So when I played that first topic, my main point of even having this today was because I want people to get out of the mindset that you were meant to be single. You were meant to be this way. No, you're not. You know what I'm saying? Biologically, we aren't. So if you want to be with the opposite sex, you have to understand the opposite sex. Men have to understand women. We have to. We have to understand that women are hypergamous by nature. So with that being said, it forces us to do better with ourselves, right? Financially, it forces us to feel like we have to grow. It's something you said earlier that made so much sense. Men seek other men when we don't have guidance at home. So we tend to now go around men that have what we want. So it's something like even blockchain, our friendship, right? Same thing. There was one day me and him had a great conversation with each other. This is on the phone outside of YouTube. And I said, man, blockchain is super successful, right? I'm like, yo, put me on. He said, I'm like, yo, that's something that I want in life. He said, but Mingo, you have something that I want in life, which is a family. So that is what drawed our friendship to getting closer with each other, because we both tend to have the things in life that we want to learn from each other with. So that's what men tend to do. Women, on the other hand, have to learn how to do the same thing. So follow the women that have what you want in life. So you're right about that. You were going to say something, Black Chain?
It's easy to, people judge success based off, I'm successful in one phase of life, but, I'm successful to me, what I think is in the easiest stage in life for a man. And that's, gaining wealth and amassing status. That's the easiest thing in the world. The only thing easier than that is, is getting access to women. The hard part though is finding someone that is motivation enough for me to want to be better than I am, and then that also I want better for themselves than they do. So that's the difficult piece, which is what he's speaking to. All the business stuff that I've done, all those accolades are great, but it's a lot of stuff I trade to have like a wife that would do those things that like his wife does for him, that other men that I admire their wives do for those things, and that's the hard part to find. It's difficult. It's not difficult to find women. I can, that's not hard. Like, the only thing harder than finding a woman, easier than finding a woman is drinking water. But to find that woman, that can do those things with, that I can build with and invest my time, that is worth me sharing the life I built with, that's the hard part. So that's the thing that I struggle with. And I tell my friends, I told him, hey man, I may be kicking ass over here in this one area, but I promise you, I'll scale back. I'll cut this area in half if I had a woman that to come home to every day to do that family stuff with. If I had that, I'll trade 2-3 cars, 2-3 whatevers, I'm saying, for her, because at the end of the day, I know that if I had a woman like that, if I being intentional about it, anything that I give her, she'll give me 10x back. And I know that I don't think there's much that I can do that I'm not doing now. I probably plateaued to where I am as by myself. But when I do have that family unit, I obviously have children. But when I have that family unit with a woman in a home, I'm providing her a home, and she's in a house, and she's making it a home. I feel like those are things that a lot of guys take for granted, especially when they hit the point where you got all the money in the world, but what else? So kids good, but damn, at the end of the day, I still come home, got to turn my own lights on, got to DoorDash my own food, or I got to call somebody to come cook for me. I got to let the housekeepers in. So those are things that I find value in having a partner with. You know what I'm saying? I just said partner with to mess with Mingo.
Yeah,
those are the things that I find value in. And I think that too, a lot of the things that men are good at are meant to, it's come from being a husband. It's like being of service to a woman. There are a lot of things that when it comes to, our purpose as men, we go out, kill dragons, whatever, but then, we come home and also get to provide for a family. And that provision, being of service to someone that's not yourself, is a big part of being a man, being a successful man. So, again, I'm successful in a lot of places, but I'm not successful in that area. I've been married before, 1.5 times, right? It was cool, had fun, learned from all my mistakes. But I do know now that, the value that I didn't place on it then, because I was young, the value that I didn't place on it then, I do now. And if, when I decide to, when that happens for me, I know what to do going forward, because I know what it takes to be single. To be successful as single. And then I have men around me now that I can seek, advice from about how to be successful as a husband.
That's real. That's real. And that's the beauty of, I believe, being men, is that we tend to seek out what we lack in one another to grow together. So, it's so crazy because I did have a whole main topic, but I only had 1.5 hours for y'all today. So I'm going to change the thumbnail because the thumbnail is what it is. And, I will talk about that topic another time. But this was a great episode. Take heed. I greatly appreciate you coming in today. Like I said, I've always wanted to work with you. You are so dope. I'm an avid watcher of her channel. So with that being said, please go and subscribe to Take Heed to the Message. Make sure you got, I'm not playing with y'all. If you guys want a woman that's going to keep it real with you, tell you facts, and then also not sugarcoat what it is that women need to do to obtain her success in life. She doesn't lie. And that's one thing I respect about women that tell the truth. I could watch all day long. I can't watch a lot of women outside of other things for entertainment, like Pop the Balloon or some other foolishness like a Kendra G. But when it comes down to a woman telling the truth, I could watch it all day long. And I watch her. I'll be on her Instagram when I'm at work. When I'm outside, I'm sitting there watching Take Heed. So make sure you guys subscribe to everything Take Heed to the Message got to say. So much, much, much love. You had any final thoughts, Take Heed?
Not really, but I want to just say thank you. I enjoyed coming up here. I'm going to go aggravate my husband now. I see him walking around. So thank you so much. I will. I'll tell him. Have a good one, everybody.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. My God. So I'm going to end the show here. But until next time, we have a great show for y'all Sunday. As I said, we're going to delve back into that topic. But I'm going to have 6 women on the panel and 4 men because I really want to hear their thoughts on what is this single by choice thing about, right? So with that being said, YouTube, we'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.
Is there something I can say?